All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation and much love to you. I came out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. And today I just want to go into this article I came across. Pretty sure it's pretty recent. It's from yesterday, October 6, 2019. And just going into the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. Just I'm going to do another video making it more clear, that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, okay? So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and we'll get the scripture first. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, that mark, all right, that word from mark, as you should know by now, is charagma. Charagma, all right, meaning a stamp, imprinted mark, okay, a thing carved in. All right, and you go into that word scratch, and right there in the Strong's definition, it means to make a small slight tear in the skin, okay. And how are they gonna do that? How are they gonna make a slight tear in your skin? Well, through the karax, which is the root word to the charagma, all right, and it means a pale or a stake, all right. So a stake, scratching. That's what you're gonna make the scratching with, okay, which is gonna be the syringe, all right. And it says in that verse 17 that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, which is the charagma, all right, which is the RFID chip. All right, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, and that's all going to be integrated into the chip. The name of the beast, okay, and the number of his name. All that's going to be written in the chip via. Go back to the word, charagma. Then you got karax, and then you got grapho, to write with reference to form the letters. Okay, this is the information that's going to be written inside of that chip. All right, it's going to be the grapho. It's that simple, and this article is going to show you all three of those. Okay, so this lamak, la'a. All right, this is on BBC News. This is called the Transhumanists who are upgrading their bodies. All right, and let's start reading. It says winter, in which this is in Scotland, so the UK. It says Winter Mraz says she loves having her keys in her hand, but she does not mean holding them. She has actually had her door key implanted into her left hand in the form of a microchip. See, plain and simple, a microchip implanted in her hand. And what did the scriptures say? Causeth all, both small and great, to receive a mark in their hand. In the right hand, it says the right hand, but if you go into the 14th chapter, verse 9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Doesn't specify what hand in that verse, because you could take it anywhere you want. You take that chip, you're going to be destroyed. All right, so it says in her right hand she has another microchip implant. See, so there you go, she has two microchips. So you people act like this isn't happening. These are facts. This is actually taking place, okay? It says she has another microchip implant that acts as her business card, but could also be used to store important medical information for use in the case of an emergency. How are they going to put that information in there? Going back to that word grapho, okay? Let's go to the Revelation 14:9 chapter and get the same mark, charagma, of course. Go to grapho, to write, all right? To commit to writing, use of things which stand written, all right? To write to one, to fill with writing. What are they going to fill with writing? The information to store into the chip. Plain and simple. It says a 31-year-old engineer also has a magnet. Okay, I'm just gonna skip over this because it's just going into what this brute beast has, all the biohacks she has. So let me get to the chips, where it talks about the chips. Okay, it says after her accident, she moved on to voluntary personal modifications such as the microchips in her hands, the RFID radio frequency identification, which we've been pushing for decades now. Okay, that's the mark of the beast. Chip in her left hand works on the lock in her house door in the same way as many workplace security cards operate. So see, this is the deception, okay, of how they're getting people to take this chip. Okay, go back to the 13th verse, or the 13th chapter. And in the 14th verse, it's talking about it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. And what's some of the miracles, all right, that is going to Esau's going to use is going to be his technology. Is the people see this as miracles? You know, the biohack. You know, you're able to walk again, able to do this, able to do that. You know, able to do all these features with it that you can just you know, substitute for you know, actual devices or gadgets, you know, such as keys, your wallet, you know, all that information, paperwork, convenience, all that. Okay, that's the part of the deception. Okay, it says this means she does not have to carry keys and keeps her hand free for her walking cane. The NFC, near field communication, which is the same thing, okay, chip in her right hand has many potential uses. It is the same type of chip that allows phones and tablets to easily share data with each other. And that's why they're creating this thing called the Internet of Things, because they want everything to communicate with each other, all right, including you. They want you to be part of it. All right, it says, Winter says, I think saying that you should not alter your body and you should not change your body is very ableist way to go about living. Well, you know what? She's a devil, so she can do whatever she wants. You know, she's going to be destroyed regardless. It says people who are disabled don't have that choice. It is made for us. Stephen Ryle, a 26-year-old technical operator from Manchester, says he wants to have chips implanted to make smart hands. See, all these smart. Well, let me read the next one. It says we have smart TVs, smartphones. Everything is smart. He says, why can't I be smart? Well, you know, you got smartphones, smart TVs, and stupid people. All right, because you take this chip, you're worshiping the beast and his image, which you should know what the beast is and the image for you to understand the mark of the beast. Okay, because this is what your allegiance is right here. Because you can say you worship the image and you know you're down with the system, but when you accept this mark, okay, then you're actually pledging allegiance. All right, you're telling Esau that he's your God. That's why you're going to be worshiping him, as Revelation 14 said. All right, and what happens with that? You know, because like again, smart TV, smart technology, but stupid people, man. All right, it says in Revelation 14:9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So that's your judgment, all right, for accepting the chip, all right, nuclear destruction for your ass, okay? Front row seat to the nuclear destruction. All right, verse 11. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. There you go. There you go, man. Because you just like a cattler, you know, somebody that has cattle, you know, at a ranch or whatever, they mark their name on them. They're putting a mark on them. And that's putting their name on it. By you accepting that mark of the beast, the chip, okay, they're putting their name on you. You're their property now, okay? And both the soul, you've given up your soul, mind, and spirit, body, mind, and soul, you know. But what there's gonna be men that are not gonna take this chip. Let me go into that. Mark. I just go into the Revelation. All right, Revelation 15. That's a good one. Okay, we'll go to Revelation 16. And I heard a great voice of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. All right, that's going to show you this distinction between the image and the mark. But what? That's going to be the judgment. All right, that nuclear destruction. All right. If you take this mark of the beast, you are pledging allegiance to Esau. You're saying, there is no God. Esau's my power, Going on to say, Stephen believes that transhumanism is the logical next step in human development. Yeah, because that's what Esau wants to do. He wants to have everybody transhumanoids so they can be, like you watch the movie Transcendent with Johnny Depp. He wants everybody to be accessible. OK, he wants to be able to find you where you at, what you're doing, and how you're doing it. All right. So that ultimately, OK, he can track your every move because he wants to be as the Most High. All right. And we'll get that here. Because ultimately, that's what Esau's end game is. He wants to be as the Most High. OK. Let's see here. This is let me get it in this here. This is 2 Thessalonians 2. And we go over these same scriptures every time, but hey, it is what it is. It says 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there be a falling away first, and that has come and went, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. That's Esau Edom, the son of perdition. He says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. So that's what the Esau's Edom wants to do. He wants to show himself to be a God. All right, because what was one of the things that the Lord said? His eyes. Well, let's get it. Let's go to Psalm 7 and 11, I believe. No, that's not it. 10,000. All right, this is Rock 23:19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. So the Lord's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, meaning what? He can see everything. He sees everything in all via his angels. All right, and Esau, since he don't have that, he doesn't have that luxury of being able to do what the Most High can do. Okay, so what does he do? He sets himself up, all right, as the Most High by his technology, all right, his miracles. He deceives the people with his miracles. All right, that's why he wants to chip you, so he can monitor you at all times, know what you ate, how you feeling. All right, know your heart rate, your testosterone levels. All right, he wants to know where you been up to, and then he's monitoring you through his cameras all the time. Those are his eyes. Okay, all right, let's go to it was actually in Proverbs 5. Yep, for the way of Proverbs 5 and 21, for the ways of man are before the eyes of Yahweh, and he pondereth all his goings. And that's what Esau wants to do, because again, this is what Yahweh does. His ways, he sees everything, and that's what Esau wants to do. And that ultimate thing, how he's gonna do it is through that chip, so he can keep track of everybody at all times. All right, this is one of the purposes of the chip. It says Proverbs 15 and 3, the eyes of Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. So Esau wants his eyes in every place, beholding all the evil and good. He wants to see everything. And he already got the cameras everywhere. All right, he already got all the smart TVs and smart phones with cameras that are all talking to each other at the same time via the Internet of Things. Well, now he wants to set you up in there. All right. He wants to put you in ultimately into that. All right. That's his end game. That's what he wants. All right. But what? It's not going to be fulfilled. All right. He's gonna. Yes, he is going to chip these. He's going to make this chip mandatory, but he's not going to get to fulfill his new world order. All right. Because the main thing the scriptures talk about is buying and selling with that chip. which that's why they're setting the chess pieces up to destabilize the economies, all right, and to collapse the dollars and the other world currencies, so they can introduce this market of beasts, all right, which is going to be digital money, cryptocurrency, so to say, and it ain't going to be Bitcoin, all right. It says Lamach. It says back in the thing. It says where was I? Stephen believes that transhumanism is the logical next step in human development. He wants, yeah, because that's part of the agenda of Esau Edom. That's the next step. And he's right. He's right on that. All right, because that's what Esau wants. He says he wants to be able to program the technology in his body to respond to his personal biology. His technological baptism, yeah, he gonna be baptized with fire, all right, was at a private clinic in Leicester, where he had his first implant. The microchips are usually delivered by a syringe into the back of the hand. What is that syringe again? That is the method of delivery for the mark, which that method of delivery is the charagma. All right. Mark. Go to the Karax, a pale estate, Palestine. All right, what is that? That goes into the pale or something. A stake goes into the ground, man, and it's sharp. Okay. Just idea for scratching. Look up these words. Look up scratching. You're gonna see. Just look up the word scratch. It's gonna tell you a slight tear in the skin. And that's what the pale is gonna do, or the stake, the Karax. They're the syringe, right? It says, I am slowly turning myself into part machine. He says, I don't mind being biological, but if I could be part mechanical, that is so much more awesome than just my plain self. And that goes to show you the carnal mentality of Esau. He says, look, instead of being biological that the Lord set up, all right, I'd rather be mechanical, that's what Esau has made. All right, Esau's the one making mechanical things and bits and gadgets here and there. That's not natural though. That's not from the earth. It got elements in it, but that's something man made instead of being biological, which the Lord made. Okay. Let's say Stephen says the chip is essentially like those in a contactless bank card. I can get an RFID or NFC reader and hook it up to a chip that I program, and then get the chip to recognize the chip in my hand to do whatever I want, he says. So that goes into the grapho. He's going to write what he wants. He's going to program it with coding, all right, to get the chip to do what he wants. And look, it's talking about the bank cards, man, because that's what is going to be the main thing for, okay, buying and selling, as the scriptures say. All right. So it says Stephen is an evangelist for humans upgrading themselves, but he can understand why people might think it's an extreme thing to do. He says friends and family think it is weird and kooky, but he believes that in the next 5 years, they will start getting into it too. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. This goes into, again, how opening the doors and whatnot. Let me get one more point that I seen. These are just telling you how they, people implant. Oh, here it says biohacker Genova Rain, who implanted Stephen's chip. It's right here. I'm reading that. Implanted Stephen's chip at her Leicester practice. Says she was doing 5 implants a week, and the numbers were rising as interest grows. So there you go, man. The interest for these RFID implants are growing. All right. And it's just a matter of time before it becomes mandatory, because that's one of the last prophecies that we're waiting on, and then all hell is going to come to your doorstep. All right. So, Lord's will, this was edifying and clear. Till next time, say shalom.